Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog, and man, what a crazy NBA playoffs it has been. I got a couple things I want to talk about. Mostly the injuries. I mean, the injuries have been fucking insane. And honestly, man, I feel like it makes the playoffs a lot less fun. I understand that the intensity level is a lot higher. Teams are actually playing defense now. Like, they're actually, like, trying to win games rather than just, coasting to wins and just kind of like, whatever, like they do in the regular season. Playoff basketball is here, and it is fucking intense, especially if you saw the Golden State Warriors Sacramento Kings game last night. That was a basketball game, okay? That had, like, true 80s, 90s feel to it. Like, both games, actually, to be honest with you. Like, the 76ers versus the Nets was another game that, like, the final score, I don't even think neither team broke 90 points. Like, the past couple games, like, at least yesterday's games, were very good. But Giannis is injured. Tyler Hero shot a 3 and broke his fucking hand, or shot a 3 with a broken hand. Ja Morant is out. Apparently, Ja Morant's injured too. I mean, people are just getting injured, man. And you know what? It really sucks because this really sways the way that series can go. Like Giannis, I don't know if it's his lower back or if his tailbone or whatever that he hit when he landed on the floor. That doesn't look good. I mean, I think Giannis will come back from that. I feel like that's not going to cost them the series. But Tyler Hero getting injured for the Miami Heat could cost them the series. Tyler Hero had something where, like, he injured his hand and, like, he was holding his hand, caught the ball in the corner, shot the ball with his broken hand, and still made the fucking 3. That, to me, that was super impressive. But, like, injuries like that, like hand injuries and stuff like that, have the ability to really sway a series in the opposite direction. Especially for Memphis. Like Memphis, Ja Morant went out, and then like the Lakers really just went on a tear in the end of that game. So right now, playoff basketball is very intense. And honestly, some of these injuries have kind of maybe changed the way that I initially thought about the series. I will say this, I still think the Cavaliers are beating the Knicks. I still think the Bucks are beating the Heat. I don't think Golden State's beating Sacramento now. Like, after the game I saw last night, especially with Draymond Green, like, stomping on Domantas Sabonis' chest, I feel like Draymond Green could potentially get suspended for a game, which could cost them the entire series. They're already down 2-0. And Sacramento, man, Sacramento's playing amazing basketball right now. Like, it's not often you see one of the worst defensive teams in basketball during the regular season come out and clamp the former NBA defending champions, okay? Like, Sacramento came out last night with a fucking vengeance. If you didn't get to see this game, man, like, I only watched the first half of it, but if you stayed up to watch the whole thing, like, I completely understand why. It was a great game. And one of my prize picks, actually, I was shocked. I went to bed at halftime, and I was like, there's no way this is going to happen. I woke up the next morning, and not only did I meet the prize pick thing, but also exceeded it. So I was pretty happy about that. I'll maybe show you guys my prize picks once tonight is over. I'll post a picture of it, but we're playing for $1 million right now, and right now I'm 100%. So I'm not looking to expose my picks tonight. But it's just the idea, like, Sacramento has been way better than I think anybody anticipated. Like, De'Aaron Fox is playing well, Malik Monk is playing very well, Sabonis is playing well, and the whole team is, like, stepping up. The whole team is stepping up defensively. Against the 76ers, the Nets fared a lot better than I thought they would. They held Joel Embiid to, like, 20 points, which to me is a fucking win because Joel Embiid can go off for 30 or 40, especially against a team where, like, Nick Claxton scored 0 points. It's just been a lot of fun to watch, and I think the playoffs, I was never a fan of, like, the play-in tournament. Like, I always thought, like, to me, because for my entire fucking life, essentially, it's always been a 1-8 seed. And the play-in adding, like, a 9th and 10th seed, I was always, like, I always think to myself, like, if your team made the play-in, they really shouldn't have made the playoffs. But it's honestly made the playoffs really interesting. Like, the Lakers are probably going to beat the Grizzlies now if Ja Morant doesn't come back anytime soon. Like, if the Bucks with Giannis. And granted, yes, the Heat lost Tyler Hero. I still think the Bucks win just because they're the better defensive team. But like, it's also not every night the Miami Heat are going to come out and shoot 60% from three like they did in Game 1. So there's a lot of things going on, but the Clippers won their game. I didn't expect the Clippers to win that game. Russell Westbrook shot 3 of fucking 19, but managed to come up with like a bunch of really clutch defensive plays at the end of the game, which ended up winning them the game. I will say this, Russell Westbrook had a good defensive presence. Like, it wasn't his scoring that impacted the game. It was what he did like off the ball and playing defense and stuff that impacted the game. But do I expect that to continue? I don't know. They're playing Phoenix. Like, I did not expect Phoenix to lose that game. I didn't expect Kawhi to really go off the way that he did. I expected him to get 30, okay? But I didn't expect him to almost drop 40 points. So Kawhi Leonard, I don't know. You know, if Russell Westbrook continues this intensity throughout the series, the Clippers could maybe make it competitive. I don't know. But I also don't think, like, there's certain things that, like, I feel like Phoenix isn't going to allow this to happen again. Like, I feel like Phoenix is too good to, you know, allow Russell Westbrook to grab more rebounds than DeAndre Ayton. Like, there's certain things to this, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? A lot of teams won their first game that maybe they shouldn't have. Like, because this is how it usually goes, man. Like, this is how playoff series usually go. It's like, the team that probably shouldn't win usually wins the first game, and then they lose, like, every other game after that, or maybe they only win one more game in the series. So, you know, the Knicks versus the Cavaliers, I think the Cavaliers are going to win tonight. Like, just my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Donovan Mitchell's been on a fucking tear lately, and I don't expect Evan Mobley to shoot 4 or 13 from the field every night. Okay, I just don't. And he was third in Defensive Player of the Year running, so I like my chances with Evan Mobley, like, shutting down Julius Randle, or at least keeping him, you know, below 20 points. Jalen Brunson's a guy that I think is going to get his regardless. I think Jalen Brunson's very good. RJ Barrett's a guy that I think Cleveland has the ability to keep in check. So it's like, if Cleveland can just keep RJ Barrett and Julius Randle in check, they can win games. Like, yeah, you might have Emmanuel Quickley go off, but even Emmanuel Quickley's game 1 wasn't the greatest. So I still like Cleveland. You know, Atlanta's playing Boston. I like Boston to win that series. I just don't think Atlanta has enough. They're playing tonight right now. Celtics lead that series. You know, I think Sacramento at this point, they're up 2-0 on the Warriors, and with Draymond Green potentially being out for Game 3, if a suspension comes from what he did, I feel like if the Kings get up 3-0 on the Warriors, they're winning. And right now, the 76ers are going to win their series against Brooklyn. Lakers against Memphis. I got the Lakers at this point, unless Ja Morant comes back. And even then, it's like the Lakers are still a pretty cohesive unit. Austin Reeves has been on a fucking tear recently. And Rui Hachimura, Rui Hachimura, I don't expect him to score 29 points every night. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy that's like, yeah, he had a good Game 1. We'll see if it continues in Game 2. The Miami Heat versus the Bucks. I still have the Bucks winning this series. Miami's very good, don't get me wrong, but this was like completely out of character for them. Their Game 1 was completely out of character. The idea that, like, Tyler Hero has a broken hand, Jimmy Butler seems to be a guy that's like, if his mid-range is not going, then he's not really that great. So Bam Adebayo was a little underwhelming in Game 1, so it's like, I like Milwaukee's chances. Jrue Holiday had a 16-16. Yes, he didn't shoot that great, but Jrue Holiday is a great player. Chris Middleton's a great player. Brook Lopez is a great player. Bobby Portis is a great player. Like, the Bucks just have more depth, and I just don't know if Miami's going to be able to keep up their Game 1 performance that they had going on for the rest of the series. Clippers versus Phoenix. The Clippers won by 5 points. I still think, I don't know why, but I feel like Russell Westbrook is... My problem with Russell Westbrook is, like, he shot 3 of 19, and yes, while he did have a bunch of really clutch plays for them to win the game, I feel like Russell Westbrook, like, runs his mouth a little too much, and, like during the games, not after the games, but I feel like he just runs his mouth a little too much, and Devin Booker, not for nothing, like, yeah, Luka Doncic got away with it, but Devin Booker's one of those guys that I think, like, he's got some dog in him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Devin Booker's very capable of, like, shutting Russell Westbrook the fuck up. And I think Kevin Durant is definitely capable of that. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what goes on with that series. The Nuggets played the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets absolutely destroyed the Timberwolves. So it was 109-80. Like, I think the Nuggets are going to sweep this series, if I'm being honest. Nikola Jokic only had 13 and 14 and 6 assists, but Jamal Murray had 24, 8 and 8. Aaron Gordon had 13, 5 and 1. Michael Porter Jr. had 18 and 11. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had 15. Bruce Brown had 15. And when you look at the Timberwolves, man, like, 8 points, 8 and 13 out of Rudy Gobert, 7 points out of Nick and Keel Alexander-Walker, 18 out of Anthony Edwards, 8 points out of Mike Conley, 11 and 10 out of Karl Anthony Towns, 11 points out of Kyle Anderson, 12 points out of Jalen Noel. I just don't think Minnesota has enough to really play at the Denver Nuggets level. As much as I would like to see an upset like that, it's like even Anthony Edwards shot 6 of 15. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, unless Karl Anthony Towns goes off for this team every single game and Mike Conley shoots better than, scores more than 8 points, like I don't like their chances. And the idea that they're now missing Jaden McDaniels, who shoots 39% from 3 and is one of their better defenders, I just don't think they have enough against the Nuggets. So far, that's what it's been. Playoffs have been exciting, man. I can't wait for tonight's games. The first game I think starts at like 7:30, so like figure like right before this video goes live. Figure. When's the first game tonight? The first game is at 7 o'clock. So yeah, like this video should be up like maybe like 20 minutes before the first game starts. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this. I like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.